The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. orders the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Department of Agriculture, and the Department of Health to ensure that all aid and medical support reach the areas affected by Typhoon Aghon. President Marcos arrives in Brunei for a two-day state visit, aiming to sign several important agreements on maritime, tourism, and agriculture. The Supreme Court grants the request of the Department of Justice, or DOJ, to transfer the cases against religious group leader Apollo Quiboloy from Davao City to Quezon City. And we will discover why Canada announced that it will grant temporary visas to 5,000 Gaza residents related with Canadian relatives. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, the 28th of May, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Harding Delgado. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. reiterated the delivery of aid to areas affected by Typhoon Aghon. According to PBBM, the government has sufficient funds to address the needs of the typhoon victims. Nelma Bohok reports.
Before leaving for Brunei, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. reported that he instructed the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Department of Agriculture, and the Department of Health to ensure that all aid and medical support reach the areas affected by Typhoon Aghon.
Kaya tuluyan kong inatasan ang DSWD, ang DA, DOH para makapagbigay ng assistance sa lahat ng mga naging biktima ng Typhoon Aghon.
According to President Marcos, more than 12,000 families from 5 regions were affected by the typhoon. Operations of 3 airports and 29 ports were also disrupted. PBBM stated that the government will immediately respond to repair the damaged infrastructure.
Kaya naman ang DPWH at saka ang DOTR ay kailangan susunod na dyan sa first responder para maayos na kaagad ang mga nasira na infrastructure.
The DSWD also sent aid to families affected by the typhoon. President Marcos assured that additional funds are available for typhoon-hit areas.
Ang DSWD ay nakapag-provide na ng 1.35 million pesos worth of assistance at merong naka-standby fund na 607.9 million na kung sakali man ay mga ngailangan tayo ay gagawin natin.
Nel Maribuho, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Supreme Court has granted the request of the Department of Justice, or DOJ, to transfer the cases against religious group leader Apollo Quiboloy from Davao City to Quezon City. Dante Amento tells us why.
In an official statement released by the Supreme Court Public Information Office this afternoon, May 28, it said that the court found compelling reasons to justify the request of the Department of Justice, or DOJ, to transfer the venue of cases against religious group leader Apollo Quiboloy. The cases allegedly involved public interest, and Quiboloy being a well-known leader of a religious organization and influential in the area, or Davao City. This could cause biases and a strong possibility that the witnesses would not freely testify due to fear and influence of the accused or Quiboloy. Thus, the court said it is prudent to transfer the cases from Davao City Regional Trial Court to Quezon City Regional Trial Court. The Supreme Court also directed the Quezon City RTC Executive Judge to raffle the cases upon receipt of the records. Meanwhile, Attorney Ferdinand Topacio, Quiboloy's legal counsel, said he has not read the order of the court yet. Dante Amento, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, has 1 month to review and potentially increase the package amount for hemodialysis sessions. Currently, the PhilHealth benefit for each hemodialysis session stands at 2,600 pesos. The House of Representatives is pushing to double this amount to better cover the cost of medications during dialysis treatments. Rosa de Cos will tell us why.
The coverage amount of the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, for each hemodialysis patient may increase. Currently, PhilHealth covers 2,600 pesos per session. However, because there are patients who need to spend additional money to buy hemodialysis medicine, the House of Representatives is pushing to double this amount.
May mga hospital kasi, may mga facilities, mga dialysis center na walang gamot. To solve this problem, ang gagawin ng PhilHealth, idodoble na lamang yung 2,600 na package for dialysis. Gagawin ng PhilHealth na 5,200 para all in. Para wala nang ika-cash out yung mga diabetic, yung mga nagpapadialysis.
Lahat po ng gamot na ginagamit po sa hemodialysis po is covered po ng PhilHealth, and at 2,600 pesos per session. So ngayon po, ang PhilHealth po ay pag-aaralan yung pag-increase po nito to 5,200 po.
PhilHealth assured that there's no need to increase the premium contribution if the hemodialysis benefit package is expanded. Under the current hemodialysis coverage of PhilHealth, up to 156 sessions per patient per year are covered by the state health insurer. Meanwhile, one of the measures of the House of Representatives will study when sessions resume in July is reducing the premium contribution charged by PhilHealth. Alternatively, they might consider exempting certain sectors such as below minimum wage earners from PhilHealth contributions. This is while expanding the benefits of PhilHealth for Filipinos.
Siguro pag-aaralan natin, pagbukas ng session, I will talk to the Committee on Health. Kung titignan, kung yung minimum or below minimum ka, huwag ka na magbayad, di ba? Huwag ka na magbayad for now.
However, pinag-aralan din po natin yung kung dahil nga po sa itong mga directive ng ating House of Representatives, sa ating Speaker, na pag-aralan din po kung paano po ibabalance yung pag-increase po ng benefit and pag-decrease po ng premium.
Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And for the news abroad. On Monday, May 27, Canada announced that it will grant temporary visas to 5,000 Gaza residents related with Canadian relatives. Canada raised the numbers more than they originally pledged of 1,000 visas after the Israeli attack on Rafah, which set ablaze and killed 45 people. The Immigration Minister, Mark Miller, stated that while movement of Gaza is restricted, changes could be made at any given time, and so increasing the number cap on the visas, Canada would be able to help more people. At the latest, 41 Gazans have arrived in Canada. 448 would have been issued a temporary visa, and 254 under a public policy separate from the special visa program. The minister added that Israel and Egypt play important roles to the program towards reuniting families in Canada. We'll share more global stories with you later, but for now, back to you, Herlene.
Thank you, Joselito. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is now in Brunei for a two-day state visit. Several important agreements have been signed between the two countries. Win Margamo will tell us why.
3 agreements were signed between the Philippines and Brunei during President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s visit to Brunei. These include 2 Memoranda of Understanding, MOUs, on maritime cooperation and the recognition of certificates issued under the provisions of the International Convention on Standards of Training, Certification, and Watchkeeping for Seafarers. These agreements aim to strengthen and improve maritime cooperation between the two countries by promoting and protecting each other's interests. The Philippines and Brunei also signed a letter of intent to further promote agricultural cooperation. This aims to achieve food security, increase production, and modernize the agricultural sector. When President Marcos addressed the Filipino community here in Brunei, he expressed the need to develop the country agriculture sector.
Isa sa mga prioridad ng gobyerno ay ang agrikultura. Kaya tinatrabaho po natin ang husto upang magkaroon tayo ng modernized agricultural sector na kayang suplayan ang ating pangangailangan at bukod pa doon ay makapag-export pa sana tayo.
On the second and final day of his state visit, PBBM will meet with business leaders, including those from the oil, gas, and renewable energy sectors. Winmar Gamo, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
Over a week after the Senate leadership change, the group of former Senate President Juan Miguel Bigzabiri, called Solid 7, maintains joining the minority is one of its options. Senator Joel Villanueva says they will continue to study during the session break whether or not to join the minority bloc, noting that some of his colleagues are willing to do so. Despite this, Villanueva says they are open to talk with Senate President Francis Cheese Escudero. This as he admits that the ouster remains hurtful.
Naririnig naman namin at nakikita na willing siyang makipag-usap. It's just that, syempre, kailangan pahupain din natin yung emosyon, lalo na dun sa mga nagsasalita ng, sorry pero sasabihin ko wala talaga sa ayos, baka hindi makatulong, no? Malungkot lang minsan kasi may maririnig ka pa na yung nagsorry nagdadahilan, yung nagsosorry nagsasabi ng kung ano-ano. Yun lang ang hindi natin minsan na maiwasan na okay na pero parang ano ba yan talaga, no? Sana let us move forward, lalo na yung sabihin na paayong dahilan kung bakit nawala kaming lahat sa leadership. Insulto yon sa institusyon, insulto rin yon sa taong bayan.
Meanwhile, Senate President Pro Tempore Jinggoy Estrada hopes that the group will be cooperative should they decide to join the minority bloc. The Bureau of Quarantine intensifies measures against COVID-19 flirt at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The Manila International Airport Authority, on their part, instructed their personnel to include disinfections in public areas in the airport. Asher Kadapan Jr. tells us why.
Several initiatives have been taken to prevent the spread of the flirt COVID variant, especially at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport or NAIA, where passengers arrive from different countries. The Bureau of Quarantine or BOQ issued a heightened alert surveillance through the conduct of thorough screening at all points of entry for arriving visitors. Department of Health or DOH spokesperson Assistant Secretary Albert Domingo confirmed earlier that they have issued a BOQ memorandum regarding the matter.
Totoo po yung meron kaming nilabas na Bureau of Quarantine na memorandum na nagpapaigting ng pagbabantay ng ating kwarentina sa mga ports of entry. Hindi ho ito dapat dahilan para maging alarma tayo. Tayo po ay nagmamatyag para sa pagpasok kung meron man ng ating KP2 and KP3 COVID variants. Mild po sila. Hindi ho problema yan at kayang-kaya ng ating sistema.
BOQ Director 3 Dr. Roberto Salvador Jr. says in a text message that they are closely monitoring surges of cases in other countries for the new variant. The Manila International Airport Authority or MIAA on their part expresses their support to the said initiatives. MIAA General Manager Eric Jose Ines instructed all terminal housekeeping service providers to include disinfection of items and locations where passenger contact exposure is high. MIAA also asks the cooperation of the public and urge everyone to follow the basic health protocols and guidelines set by health authorities. Wearing of face masks, however, remains voluntary inside the airport, but some passengers opt to protect themselves amid the threat of infection.
Nangangamba rin syempre kasi may family po ako eh. Then we're traveling outside the country. And for our protection, lagi lang nagmamas.
Asher Kadapan Jr., UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Philippine National Police Chief Police General Romel Francisco Marbil warns policemen from engaging in moonlighting activities. General Marbil said police personnel are not allowed to have any other job aside from being a cop, especially during office hours. The Chief PNP made the remarks after the arrest of a highway patrol personnel and a former army personnel illegally providing security to an alleged VIP in Parañaque City on May 27, Monday.
Alam mo, yung mga tao talaga natin, I think, hindi pa rin natututo, no? And sabi ko nga dito kay HPJ Director, we're not so happy. Pahanap mo na rin kung sino yung immediate commander. And paano nangyari yon kung hindi alam ng immediate commander? Kaya nga sabi ko dito, kanina when we spoke to IAS, lahat ng kaso namin ngayon pagkamataas, IAS will be the one investigating. And makikita nyo talaga yung pagbabago.
Last week, 2 Special Action Force personnel were arrested in Muntinlupa City over alarms and scandal. It was later found out that they were moonlighting, providing security to a Chinese national involved in Philippine Offshore Gaming Operator or POGO.
And in other global news, United Kingdom Prime Minister Rishi Sunak proposes tax cuts for pensioners in his latest campaign pledge. According to Conservative Party, the proposal is in line with the so-called triple lock. James Hilario will tell us why.
On Monday, May 27, United Kingdom Prime Minister Rishi Sunak proposed tax cuts for millions of pensioners. The initiative emphasizes the importance of older voters in the upcoming July election in Sunak's most recent campaign pledge. According to Sunak's Conservative Party, a new age-related allowance would be introduced, as well as a tax cut of approximately £100 or $128 for each of the country's 8 million pensioners in 2025. The Conservative Party said that the proposal follows its commitment to the so-called triple lock, which guarantees increases to pensions funded publicly by earnings, inflation, or 2.5%, whichever is highest. They added that the proposal is expected to cost £2.4 billion a year by 2029 to 2030 and be financed by the government's announced plan to raise an additional £6 billion annually by cracking down on tax evasion and avoidance. On the other hand, the costs related to it have been scrutinized in the past years following the inflation crisis, pushing the government bill for state pensions by an extra £11 billion last 2023. James Hilario, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
More than 120 million Americans face severe weather warnings on Monday as a series of powerful storms ravaged the central United States, resulting in at least 23 fatalities and widespread destruction. Tornadoes and intense thunderstorms knocked out power for nearly 600,000 people across 13 states, demolished homes, and injured hundreds. Annie Mancilia will give us the details live. Good evening, Annie.
Good evening, Joselito. According to meteorologists' forecasts, more thunderstorms damaging wind gusts, hail, and flash flooding, where heavy rain is predicted to impact the East Coast, with additional thunderstorms forecasted in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic regions. The violent storms, including lightning and heavy rain, reduced building to rubble, overturned cars, downed power lines that led to the evacuation of around 125,000 spectators and delayed the Indianapolis 500 race by 4 hours. The death toll from the storms, including 8 people in Arkansas, 7 in Texas, 2 in Oklahoma, and 5 in Kentucky, and a 79-year-old woman was killed on Monday morning, May 27th, when a tree fell on her home on Alabama. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden has communicated with the governors of the affected assistance, whilst Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear declared state of emergency on Monday. In addition, Texas Governor Greg Abbott reported that over a third of the state's countries were under disaster declaration following severe weather, with all 7 deaths in Texas, where a tornado struck a rural area near a mobile home park. This wave of tornadoes follows another deadly twister in early May that killed 4 people in rural Iowa town, while government forecasters are predicting a potentially extraordinary 2024 Atlantic season set to begin next month. Back to you, Joselito.
Thank you, Annie Mancilia, reporting live from Singapore. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Joselito Liquido, live from Malaysia. Good evening.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development has announced that the full implementation of the food stamp program will commence in July. This program aims to reach approximately 1 million of the poorest Filipinos, providing crucial food support to combat hunger and improve nutrition. Jed Neresina will tell us why.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development has set a target for the full implementation of the food stamp program across the country by July. This initiative, one of the Marcos administration's priority programs, aims to combat hunger by providing essential food support to citizens. DSWD Undersecretary Edo Punay said that the intent of this program is to address food insecurity and malnutrition of poor families in the country.
Para dun sa scale-up naman, nagsisimula sa July, by that time, nationwide na po yan, hindi lang 5 pilot sites, 10 probinsya po, 10 region at 21 provinces po ang involved na doon. At 300,000 na po ang beneficiaries ng food stamps program.
It will last until the year 2027, where our citizens can get the same benefits just like in its pilot implementation.
Tuloy-tuloy po yun hanggang 3 taon po na dire-diretso makaka-receive ang mga beneficiaryo po ng buwanang food credits worth 3,000 pa din po mula sa DSWD.
The DSWD ensured that the selection of the recipients is being verified carefully.
Napaka-tedious ng selection process nito sa ating design kasi kailangan ang targeting natin ay very systematic. Alam natin na limitado ang pondo ng pamahalaan kaya kailangan yung bibigay natin na grants mapupunta lang dun sa mga talagang deserving.
Undersecretary Punay said they will help the different government agencies such as the Philippine Statistics Authority to determine the eligible beneficiaries of the said program. Moreover, the agency's target is to reach 1 million beneficiaries of the program by 2027 as part of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s directive. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Vice President Sara Duterte asked the Supreme Court to dismiss all the petitions questioning the constitutionality of the 2022 confidential funds of her office. In a consolidated comment submitted by her lawyer, VP Sara responded to the 3 petitions against the transfer of 125 million pesos confidential funds to the OVP. VP Sara argued it has no justiciable controversy or actual case for the court to exercise its judicial powers. There was allegedly no adverse injury on the part of the petitioners when the amount or funds were used. However, as of now, only one of those deaths has been confirmed. The agency is diligently working to verify the remaining 5 reports. In addition, the number of injured individuals is on the rise. As floodwaters begin to recede in the hardest hit areas, officials warn that the count could climb even higher. Ryan Nacanlale details why.
The Office of Civil Defense, or OCD, confirmed today, May 28, the death of a teenager girl due to Typhoon Aghon. According to the agency, the victim sustained a head injury after being struck by a falling tree during the height of the typhoon's impact in Region 10.
Sa ngayon, isa pa lang yung kinonfirm, ito yung 14-year-old girl from Misamis Oriental, pero medyo Mindanao ito So, isa pa lang pero we are validating, meron pa kaming 5 na inireport sa amin pero still validating.
The agency also received 5 other reports of death due to the typhoon in Calabarzon, but these are still being validated by the agency.
Medyo nakakalabas na yung mga teams natin na nagkakandak ng assessment. So basically, baka bukas iba rin yung data niyan kasi syempre as we go along, tapos nababalidate yung data.
From 7 injuries reported by the OCD yesterday, May 27, 8 have now been confirmed. In addition, another 7 are still being validated by the agency. However, this number is expected to increase as OCD personnel conduct validation in the affected areas. As of now, there are 12,436 families or a total of 36,143 individuals affected, with over 16,000 people still in evacuation centers. Although this number is gradually decreasing, the Calabarzon region has the highest number of affected residents, followed by the Bicol region, then Mimaropa and Region 8. There are still 36 areas where power supply is being restored. 5 roads and 1 bridge remain impassable. There are still 44 areas in Region 3 or Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Mimaropa and Region 8 experiencing flooding, but the water level are starting to recede.
Kahit na yung sa Mauban kahapon, report nila na nag-subside na, and yun nga, pinapauwi na rin ng pakonti-konti yung mga natin, evacuee, para makapaglinis na ng, ina-assure lang ng local government, saka ng natin, nandun kasi mga tao natin na safe na rin bumalik, pati yung DSWD, para pwede na silang bumalik sa mga bahay nila.
Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, National Capital Region has observed a significant improvement in flood management in Metro Manila. Reports indicate that flood waters in the region are receding more quickly compared to last year. JP Nunez details why.
The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, in the National Capital Region has reported that they continue flood mitigation projects in Metro Manila to avoid flash floodings. Among the efforts are the construction and rehabilitation of pumping stations and drainage projects. From the recent torrential rains and the effect of Typhoon Aghon, DPWH NCR observes that floods on roads subside shorter compared last year.
Ang magandang po ay dito sa Metro Manila, sandali na lang po ang oras nung bumaba. Hindi na po masyadong nagtatagal. Hindi katulad po ng mga unang mga nakaraang taon ay abot po na ilang araw yung ating mga pagbaha.
But the DPWH NCR raised concern on Taft Avenue in Manila as they collect trashes which causes clogging on drainages. The Taft Avenue is known to experience massive floodings when it rains.
Din po nagiging problema natin pag kasi binubuksan din namin yung gate diyan ay may mga basura talaga na siyang nagpapa-clog dun sa ating mga drainage system.
Meanwhile, the agency is advising the contractors to fast-track their projects before the onset of rainy season. Even if drainage projects' intention is to avoid massive floodings, it may result to opposite if left unfinished during rainy season.
Sa ngayon, ina-advise namin ng mga contractor usually to fast-track yung kanilang mga gawain, lalo na sa drainage. Pero kung talagang ito'y inabutan ng tag-ulan, ay yung mga excavated nila ay kung maaari ay ini-instruct namin sila na yun nga, lagyan muna ng takip.
JP Nunez, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Office of the Ombudsman has issued the preventive suspension order to Bohol Governor Erico Aris Aumentado and 68 other members of the provincial board. Cyrix Remanes details why.
The Office of the Ombudsman issued today, May 28th, the preventive suspension against Bohol Governor Evo Ares Aumentado, together with Vice Governor Victor Balete and 7 other members of the provincial board. This was confirmed by the governor himself through a public announcement earlier this afternoon that was so broadcasted on his social media account.
Ako ug ang aing 68 ka mga opisyales nga naghupot karon sa pwesto gipailawon sa preventive suspension sulod sa 6 ka bulan.
While the announcement has left some of the provincial office's employees shocked, the governor said towards the end of his speech to his employees to still work properly. This decision by the ombudsman stemmed over recent cases filed against him in the province of construction of the controversial resort built in the middle of the Chocolate Hills. The said officials will be under suspension for 6 months while investigations are ongoing in the Senate.
Sakiman palandungon nga mao kini ang nahitabo atong iampo sa kahitasan nga mahatagan og sakto matarunganon og makig-angayon nga kasulbaran kining tanan.
The suspension order against Aumentado came after the state's anti-graft investigating body which caused similar punishment of Cebu City Mayor Michael Rama. Cyrix Romanes, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
As the highly anticipated 13th edition of Wish Date draws closer, the KDR Music House is in full swing, preparing a spectacular production in a lineup of songs sure to delight wishers. In a thrilling development, KDR Music House is set to introduce the newest band to join their family. Adding to the excitement, the band's original single will serve as the theme song for this edition of Wish Date. Gladys Tuwabi will tell us why.
Get ready for an exciting Wish Date, as the KDR Music House is gearing up for a stunning production number and an impressive lineup of songs set to surprise and delight fans.
So for this Wish Date, sinisikap natin na mas maganda ang production number, mas maganda ang lineup ng songs, at syempre bago yung istorya, mas panakit, mga panakit, hindi natin alam, siguro abangan nyo na lang dun sa susunod na film natin.
The 13th installment of Wish Date will be presented on June 30 at the Araneta Coliseum, promising a night to remember for all the wishers. In a thrilling development, KDR Music House is about to introduce the newest member of the musical family, a band known as Letters from June. This 6-member crafts a unique blend of alternative, mellow and cosmic sounds, drawing from personal experiences to shape their songwriting. Adding to the excitement, their original single will serve as the theme song for this edition of Wish Date. Tomorrow, a ceremonial signing will take place at the auditorium of La Verdad Christian College in Caloocan City, officially making the band the newest exclusive recording artist of KDR Music House. Be sure to watch out for the band's live performances and stay tuned for more updates of this exciting event. Gladys Tuwabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The BFP Lady Firefighters clinched their 9th victory by defeating the DFA emissaries in 3 straight sets during the second round elimination of the UNTV Volleyball League Season 2 at the Paco Arena in Manila last Sunday. In another exciting match, the Comelec Suffragettes triumphed over the SSS Pension Protectors in a close contest, winning 3 sets to 2. Meanwhile, the AFP Lady Gunner now holds the top spot in the team standings after defeating the Senate Lady Defenders in 3 straight sets. JP Nunez reports.
In the first game, the BFP firefighters secured their 9th victory by sweeping the DFA emissaries in 3 straight sets. The match was closely contested in the first set due to several unforced errors by the lady firefighters. However, they managed to clinch the set 25-23 thanks to the efforts of Gang Abellana and AJ Mamangun. In the second set, BFP dominated DFA with powerful attacks from Stephanie Adolfo and Gang Abellana, winning decisively at 25-9. The third set saw a series of quick attacks by Abellana and Adolfo, securing the set 25-19. Gang Abellana was named the best player of the game with 10 attacks, 1 block, and 1 service ace.
Huwag laruin yung laro kasi kahit na alam nila sa sarili na kaya nila makipagsabayan, huwag pa rin maging masyadong pampante. Parang biglang nahahatak pababa yung momentum ba? Yun lang, mag-adjust lang na mag-adjust.
So yun lang, unexpected kasi may mga players ako na hindi nakarating due to heavy rain. So yun, at least nakapag-adjust kahit pa paano, dumikit. Yun naman ang goal. Ano pa rin, ma-execute pa rin nila kung ano yung pinag-trainingan namin. Sinabi ko rin naman na kung ano man yung mangyari, ilaro lang ng ilaro.
In the second game, the Comelec Suffragettes triumphed over the SSS Pension Protectors in a thrilling 5-set match. The SSS Pension Protectors took the first set 25-18, led by Pachari Saengmuang's quick and cross-court attacks. However, the Suffragettes fought back in the second set, winning 19-25 with attacks from Judith Abil and China Tanagan. Comelec continued their momentum, taking the third set 21-25. The Pension Protectors responded by winning the fourth set 25-22. But the Suffragettes ultimately claimed victory in the fifth set. Judith Abil was named the best player of the game with 39 attacks and 3 service aces.
Nasa kanila yan kung gusto talaga nila manalo, mas lalo pag fifth set. Ano na yan parang spirit na nila kung gusto talaga nila manalo. Kami, mga coaches, ibang coaches namin, tinuturo lang namin yung defense pattern nila, kung saan sila kukuha ng bola. So ayun, nakuha naman nila.
Maganda yung palitan nila kasi gumana din naman yung depensa namin, yung practice namin, natatapatan nila. Pati nga yung pinagandaan din namin isang nilang import, wala naman, di nakapaglaro.
In the third game, the AFP Lady Gunner defeated the Senate Lady Defenders in 3 straight sets. Lady Gunner dominated all 3 sets with quick attacks from Iyari Yonko and off-speed attacks from May Madulid. Despite strong defense from Javen Sabas, Menchi Tubiera, and Ann Pantino, the Lady Defenders were unable to secure a win. The Lady Gunner won the sets 25-22, 25-20, and 25-16. Iyari Yonko was named the best player of the game with 12 attacks and 4 blocks.
Actually, yung slow starter sila. So ang gusto ko lang talaga sa kanila, talagang nakikinig sila sa amin mga coaches. Kaya madali nilang nagagawa yung gusto nila.
Maganda naman yung laro. Wala naman ako kami masabi sa effort. Lalo na ng mga mga organic na players. Maayos yung laro namin, kaya lang talagang masyadong buo lang yung AFP.
Looking ahead, the Public Servants League will continue its exciting series on Wednesday, May 29, 2024 at Paco Arena in Manila. In the first game, the BFP Lady Patrollers will face the SSS Pension Protectors at noon. The DFA Emissaries will go up against the PNP Lady Patrollers at 2 p.m. The Judiciary Justice Servers will battle the AFP Lady Gunner in the third game at 4 p.m. These matches will be broadcast live on the social media accounts of UNTV News and Rescue and UNTV Sports. JP Nunez, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our kasambahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
Before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 12, it says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you." And those are the reasons behind the news, May 28, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. Because we need to know. We will always ask why. I'm Hardin Delgado. We serve the people. We give glory to God.